Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Snow and welcome to A Conscious Earth. For those of you who are here joining me for the very first time, welcome. And for those of you who have been following me for quite some time now, this video is probably going to be a recap on some of the things I've talked about previously, and thank you again for also tuning in. So today, for those of you who are new to the work that I do, I wanted to share with you some of my history so you have an understanding as to why I'm here and what my background has been. And so I have had a lifetime in health and fitness and wellness and sport, and I've taught in adult education in TAFE. I'm a course writer as well, and the list probably goes on and on and on and on. But the reason I am here now is because I have a passion in the human body, and the reason for that is because I've been able to heal myself from so many chronic illness, ailments and conditions just by using natural modalities and methodologies alone. And so once upon a time, this was not even on my radar. Once upon a time, it was not even on my radar that I could have even been chronically unwell. But what I've learned over the years is that quite often we have underlying symptoms to begin with, or not even symptoms because we don't even know that we're unwell, but there is something underlying to begin with. And then sometimes trauma can hit our lives in such a way that we're not prepared for, or we have an accumulation of stress and anxiety over the years that eventually those underlying conditions that we didn't know were even there to begin with, eventually they come out and all of a sudden we are symptomatic and we don't know why. And so that was certainly my journey. And back in 2012, I had a really traumatic year, and that was the year that pushed me over the edge with my health. And that was the year that my journey began in terms of discovering more about the human body. And at that point, it was really baffling for me because I'd had a lifetime in health and fitness. Why could I not get on top of my own conditions? And so that year I started by going back and forwards to the doctors, and this went on for years and years and years. I'd have prescription medications, I'd have over-the-counter chemist medications, I would continuously be going back to the doctors, back to the chemist. There were times I saw specialists as well. And it got to the point that nobody could figure out what was going on. And I started to believe that I was going to have to just live with these symptoms for the rest of my life. Conventional medicine was all I knew. I didn't know that at that point in my life that there were other things out there, or that the body actually has its own ability to heal ourselves heal itself when we're given the right tools, knowledge and information. And so it was many years down the track that I was, one day I was on a flight between Melbourne to LA, and I had my two kids with me, my husband as well. We were traveling for my husband's work. He was doing some training, and as a family we decided to tag along and tie it in as a family holiday. And it just so happened that walking through the airport, I saw this lady and I thought, I wonder what her story is, because sometimes you can look at people and you wonder, you know that they've got a story to tell, but what is it? Little did I know that I was going to be seated next to her on that flight between Melbourne to LA. And this is what I call one of those serendipitous moments. And she'd had a lot of health challenges in her life as well. She'd had a major accident, and she had a lot of healing to do just from having an accident. But what I didn't realize just by looking at her was that she was an integrative doctor. Now, back in those days, I didn't know what an integrative doctor was. And just to give you a very, very brief snippet of that, because it encompasses so much, is an integrative doctor is someone who's generally has practiced in some form of conventional medicine, and then they've transitioned into using natural modalities and methodologies. Now, I didn't even know that these were really ways of healing the body. Like, I always thought that this was woo-woo stuff because I'd only ever grown up knowing about medicine. That was my entire life. But when I met her and she took one look at my medical bag and all the medications I had for me and my kids, she looked at it and she said, I could have you off that in 3 weeks. I thought she was crazy. I thought she was unbelievably crazy. And so we talked a lot on that flight. And then when I eventually got back to Melbourne, I went and started delving into her research and everything that she had told me about. And she was right. Within 3 weeks, I was off all of my medication. And that was from that moment of meeting her and putting her research into place. That was the day I began to heal, and I haven't looked back since. Now, the interesting thing is that to this day, I don't know who this doctor is by name, but what I did do was I went and found my own integrative doctor, and my own integrative doctor works within a clinic who are consistently doing research and science. So I am so unbelievably blessed to have found this integrative doctor, because if it wasn't for her, my research wouldn't have evolved and expanded again as to where it is. And so not only that, she's been able to introduce me to other teams of integrative practitioners and experts in their fields, people that I don't see all that much anymore, but people who are a big support team and network for me to help me evolve myself even further. And they're continuously encouraging me to do what I'm doing here, because they want to see people heal, they want to see people get well. My team of specialists certainly do not sit themselves on a pedestal either, which I love. I love that. I've worked with so many doctors over the years who think they know everything because they've got the doctor's certificate, and that's no disrespect to those who have studied their asses off for years to work in some form of the medical field, and some are very, very down to earth. But I have worked with a lot of doctors who sit themselves on a pedestal and now like to tell me they know my own body better than I do. I'm someone who is really empowered now. I like to take my own power back. I don't like to give my power away to somebody else. You can give me the information, but then I will go and choose whether I want to apply that or not. But at the end of the day, I've discovered I am my own science experiment. I am my own placebo, and I use that within my family as well. So I'm so grateful and so blessed for the journey that I have had, because like I said, I'm someone that's been able to in many ways heal myself from chronic illness. I'm still working on many areas of my life, and I will continue to do that because we're human, we're all a work in progress. But if I can help one person on their journey and I can plant one small seed, you might find that you want to use a mix of conventional medicine and integrative medicine and natural and healing modalities. Whatever it is, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to give you information and also to come from my own experience and share stories and so much more with you. So in the next episode that I do on this, or the next video upload, I'm going to talk more about the ailments and symptoms of my experience, and then I will delve into that a bit more. There are going to be other things I talk about that you might go, hang on, that doesn't have anything to do with the human body, but I can assure you it all ties back in at the end of the day. I'm going to leave it here for now, and I will be back with you again shortly, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye for now.